It's like you just
I shed my skin.
Okay.
It's a birth metaphor.
It's always a birth metaphor.
It is.
Your
Thanks,
mom's
Freud.
a birth metaphor.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to...
Oh, we're starting.
It's been recording since for like a minute now.
Did you get the ABC song?
No.
Did you get the fucking moon landing part? The government's gonna be after me if you hear that shit.
I didn't, and I refuse to let you put that in. Even if I did. Alright, everybody, my name is Michael O'Connor. Welcome back to Food for Thought. We're doing another episode. This time we're getting a little spoopy with it, because we're doing Halloween movies.
Yikes McGee.
We got Tia with the Yikes McGee. Hold on, Yikes McGee. Excuse me?
Have you not heard me say this for the past month?
Nope.
No.
I say this all the time.
Well, to be fair, you're over here like
That's also fair.
once every other week.
Anyway, we have Tia Davis here with us.
Sup?
Bradley. Bradley's back for a second episode. Justin, you're back for 4th, 5th episode at this point.
Boo.
Honestly, kind of same because I was in the
you were in
Arizona
the last one. Too, so you're in
one.
this is your 4th episode.
I don't even.
I have an attendance sheet. This is your 4th. This is your 5th. This is your 2nd.
Well, I've muscled my way into like 2 others at this point.
Well, you're a peanut gallery, so those ones don't technically count.
Okay.
You have to be like an appearing artist on this one. We have John in the peanut gallery this time around.
What's up, bitches?
Okay, if you're gonna keep doing
Spooky
that.
boo.
Is that like when somebody draws Morticia Adams naked?
Oh
No, you go
my god.
I know. See, Tia's nodding her head like.
I don't know,
yeah,
like
I'm in.
early '90s Angelica Houston. Pretty fine.
Who the fuck is Angelica Houston?
She played fucking.
She played Morticia Adams in
that's
that.
You
in
fucking
the Addams
lemon.
Okay, Bradley, please don't do that. I adjusted it specifically so you could sit back in your chair and be heard.
Do I need a grab?
Don't do this.
Yes,
it's
stop
really
it.
bad.
C-section.
Arm him and tie him to like the back of the chair.
Okay, let's
I
bring
think you
back.
should. No, you should Old Yeller him instead.
Oh yeah, no,
Wow.
just tell me to look across the river, think about the rabbits, and just
Don't you dare. I cried.
Why?
Because it was sad.
I cried with Flowers for Algernon. I even cried.
oh yo,
Oh,
I've never read that.
fucking flowers.
You read
What are you
Flowers?
doing?
I read that in, like,
fuck
8th
outta
grade.
here.
Okay, we need to get on track.
Are you sure this is a
We already
Halloween episode?
started, and it's supposed to be.
I know, it's pretty
I need to find
spooky.
some Halloweeny jazz. But
You could just put the spooky
Ba-na-na.
video.
Yes.
Just like
on repeat
on
in
the
background.
audio of that video.
I'm going to letterbox this video. You know, we're gonna do picture in picture, and this video is gonna be
It
a
is the
smaller
Pokemon!
Oh my god.
Us
I
down
think
here with the
so.
quiet and spooky videos like full on.
Booga booga!
I just made more editing.
Rip
Well,
you.
today's episode is going to be about Halloween movies specifically, and not necessarily horror movies, but any like Halloween-y type movie that
Halloweeny.
y'all watch.
Halloweener.
I'm one of the oldest people in this room, and I just thought that was hilarious.
I'm definitely the youngest, and I also thought that was hilarious.
Of course you do.
I'm gay, what do you think?
That's not where I was going with
Then
that.
us 3 middle children here are like, I fucking want to die.
I know. Oh yeah, that's the whole point of being a middle child.
But I'm the oldest child in my family, but I still feel like a middle child.
I'm the
Fair
only
enough,
child.
yeah, you got a point. Anyway, Halloween movies. So how do you guys want to do this? Who wants to kick us off? Because normally we start with your seat, Tia, but do you want to...
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay, cool.
So I don't have any horror films because I don't like scary movies. I like the idea of them and the concept of them, but actually watching them gives me panic attacks even before the movie starts. So, but I have a few. Hocus Pocus is great. Love that movie. Watch it a lot, even when it's not Halloween. Coraline's a really good Halloween film. And then I want to do one more. I had one, but I can't think of what it is. I thought about it like right before we started recording, and it's left me.
Is that Halloween Town? I mentioned that.
No,
That's really
I've
fun.
never seen Halloween Town.
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
You're
never
not
seen
really
it.
missing too much.
It's just more of like the classic that you watch
it's like
every
Hocus
year.
Pocus, but without
Halloween
the
Town 2
witches.
is better. At me, bitch.
I haven't seen Halloween Town 2, I don't think.
I haven't either. Is it? Okay, I'll have to find it.
Yeah, I can't. It was a live. Was it a live action film? I think it was a live action film that I was thinking of. I can't think of it right now. So if it comes to me,
Yeah, feel free to interrupt.
I'll say it later.
Is it like in a freeform movie, or is it like a...
Shoot, I don't know. I don't remember what it is. Sorry, it's been kind of a long day. I had a 3-hour dress rehearsal for a concert tomorrow. So, I don't know. I can't think of it. If it comes to me, I'll
that's fine.
interrupt very loudly. So yeah, Hocus Pocus, and Coraline.
And the other one that we can't.
And the other one that I
And
can't think
blank.
of right now.
Okay, I want to make a quick admission here. I've never seen Hocus Pocus all the way through in one sitting. I've always jumped in at some point or watched like bits and pieces of it, put it on in the background. I've never sat down and watched the movie the entire way through, beginning to end. I know every plot point, I know how it goes, I just don't
Know how it
like,
all.
the full sequence, I don't have the full experience.
I'm kind of with you there because I've seen the movie. Just when we got it, we rented it from a video store, and the disc was so scratched to shit it probably skipped about 10 minutes of the movie.
Really, that bad?
Yeah,
Wow, that's bad. Was that a family video?
it was like Blockbuster. This is how long ago.
Yikes.
Oh,
So-
shit,
Yikes,
that movie
McGee.
is that old, isn't it? I always forget that. Fuck. I feel old now.
Well, I have Freeform.
Yes, and they're playing it like every single day.
Every day.
Actually, are they playing it every day this month?
Every
Every day? Okay.
Every day. Every
Plus,
night.
is it on Netflix yet?
No,
No,
It's
they're probably gonna put it
never
up
on
there
Netflix.
before the end of.
it's never on Netflix.
It's never been on
never
Netflix.
been on
It's
Netflix.
never on Netflix.
No.
It's freeform. That's strict about that
Uh,
property.
Xfinity.
Why
also
do you
has
think
it.
the extended cuts of all the Harry
Charlie,
Potter
I'm going
films?
to tell you again. You don't
Sorry.
need to lean.
Why do you think the extended cuts of all the Harry Potter films have not been released on DVD?
Correction. The first two movies.
I know
were-
they were, but why do you think none of the others have?
Excuse me, we're trying to record.
And they know that the only reason people watch their channel is for the extended cuts of those movies.
Yes.
Because the rest of their.
So what we're saying, we need to have Freeform go out of business so we can get the extended cuts of Harry Potter on Blu-ray and also just have Hocus Pocus on Netflix.
Yes.
That's what we're saying.
I would. Yes, I would like that very much.
Cool.
Have Freeform on Netflix.
Let's bankrupt Freeform right now. I'm gonna get a hold of Anonymous.
Wait,
we're gonna
wait,
hack
wait.
them.
I wasn't ready for this. I thought this was gonna be like one of those. We're gonna be successful. We're gonna do it by cheating kind of thing. Okay, but yeah, Coraline, great movie.
Beautifully
Oh,
done.
yeah.
That movie's beautiful. Really,
Still,
truly.
also,
And like even though it's animated, it's like horrifying. Like,
It
Yeah.
is.
Like it's actually
even
scary.
as like
It's got the
as a
good
19-year-old, I'm still like,
As a-
Yeah,
as
there's-
a 20,
there's some stuff-
almost 21-year-old, still there are parts where I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy.
But
Right.
I love that movie.
It's also it's not a Tim Burton movie. Everybody, I know it looks like a Tim Burton movie. It's
It
not.
does.
It's
a
Henry
producer.
Selick movie. Henry Selick also technically did.
Also, Tim
Nightmare
Burton
Before
didn't direct
Christmas.
Before Christmas either. He did not direct that.
Yeah, these are not his movies. Henry Selick deserves all the credit for these. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. You know what kind of stinks too? The whole thing around that is real quick. There's a theory that Frankenweenie, Corpse Bride, and Nightmare Before Christmas are like
yeah, I've seen that.
are like a pseudo trilogy released in reverse order. So
Wait, what?
Nightmare,
Sorry, what were those movies?
Nightmare,
Frankenweenie, Corpse
Frankenweenie,
Bride,
and Corpse
and
Bride.
yeah.
Oh.
Where they were like released Nightmare, Corpse Bride, Frankenweenie, like that's how they came out. And people were like, oh, they released like a pseudo trilogy in reverse. And Tim Burton was like, yeah, if you want to make it that's what it is. But one of those movies isn't even his, so it doesn't really work. Like, I'm just saying, just understand, it doesn't really work. Are they still making a second Nightmare movie?
Why would
Are
they?
they?
I heard about that.
I know. I heard
God,
rumors.
I
about-
hope
You told
not.
me about
I
it.
heard
I don't
rumors
think
about
that's
it.
necessary.
I know. I think
It's not.
you. I think
I
actually
fucking
you
hope
told me
not.
about it.
No, I thought you told me about it.
Did I?
It was the other way around, I thought.
Why
Oh,
don't
I
we
don't
make
know.
an original stop motion animation
Oh,
movie
I remember
rather
it.
than
I'm
a
waving
fucking
my
sequel
hands
we don't need?
frantically because I remembered it.
Oh.
This is like super, I mean it's common, but like, it's kind of whatever. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh.
Yes.
Yo, that's definitely a
I
Halloween.
can't remember. I was unconscious for the entire play.
Well, that's your own fault, fucker.
You C-section.
Because it's why they do it at the Kalamazoo State Theater, like
Oh.
every October. It's a Halloween movie.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a Halloween movie, but it's
It has the spirit of Halloween.
yes,
I get it.
absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because I mean, it's like I was gonna say things that were gonna spoil the plot because you haven't seen it.
I
all the
know.
way through.
Yeah, it's a shame we can't talk. It's a shame we can't.
You're
talk
still
about
gonna
some
be
of these
very
movies.
confused though. It's a confusing plot.
It's very
sure,
confusing.
I'm sure it won't help that people will be yelling at the screen the entire time.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
throwing-
gonna have to pull what John did for me when we went to see it because I had never seen it before, and so like seeing it in a theater was
Yeah.
even more wild.
Oh my God.
And so he was like, "Okay, this is what's going on," and then like even I had to like look up the plot later, and I was like, "Oh, this is what's going on."
Yeah, yeah.
So
I've seen it.
I think
a couple
we'll have to
times.
have like a briefing. John and I might have to like give you a
Brief me.
briefing before
Yeah.
we go see it. There actually is some this might be a conversation to have for later.
Yeah.
But
So this is like something we have to like take away from the podcast.
there's like videos that has like the scripts and like what you can say, like the possible things you can say.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Ah, okay. So
We
hold on,
can
is
do
it,
that
like,
after.
Does
we're
it
done
like
recording.
actually respond to what people say, or is it just like they have prescriptive ones that they will use to respond to phrases?
It's a cult thing.
Oh, it's like a
Yes.
specific thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rocky Horror Picture Show has a huge
Oh,
cult.
yeah, I know. It's like The
following.
Room. It's like the same kind of gist.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, it is.
I went to a
Well,
midnight showing of The
I
Room.
said, that's why I said question because I've never seen The Room. So
I went to
Sure.
a midnight showing of The Room in the winter, and yes, they throw fucking spoons at the screen every 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's playing cards for Rocky Horror.
There's more.
like
there-
pong balls, dice.
no,
There's a bunch of shit that I saw before.
Cards,
toast,
toast, rice,
Toast?
water.
toast.
Water. Oh my
Yeah,
God, that
they
sounds-
don't allow you to do like water in the state theater.
Oh,
like they're
but,
like
at
theaters.
other shows.
Yeah,
it'd be
a lot of theaters are like, hey, no food.
Yeah.
So like, you know, the cleanup. But people bring newspapers. They throw cards.
Wow, this
Yeah.
is a lot.
It's
It's a lot.
fun.
For frame of reference, I fell asleep through the entire production
Yeah, you
of
did.
Rocky Horror
Yeah,
that
you
we
did.
saw. And I woke up like intermittently throughout it, just catching glimpses of people screaming random shit and throwing cards and cheering and chanting. And I remember I fell asleep just after Time Warp, and I woke up at the end like to get up and like leave the theater, and the room was totally different. Like it was a mess, and I'm like, what? What happened? Where am I going? What is it? Oh my, I was so disoriented.
We,
Hilarious.
I can help, you know,
Yeah.
get you into so you're not completely.
Fill me in on the
Yeah.
blanks.
You're what's known in the Rocky Horror community as a virgin,
Oh,
just someone who
That
you know
seems
hasn't
fitting.
seen the film.
A little ironic, but okay.
Yeah, so yeah,
Tides have been
those are my
reversed,
ones.
Michael.
Those are my ones. Rocky Horror
funny.
Picture Show. I don't know why, but I just recently started like really enjoying Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's weird. I didn't watch the movie, but I watched this theater production of it not too long ago. It was so good. And I was like, wow, this is great. So I think Rocky Horror Picture Show might just be like an obsession for me right now, especially since we're about to go see it like pretty soon.
Yeah.
So Rocky Horror Picture Show, Hocus Pocus, and Coraline. Those are my three.
Good. Nice. Riley, do you have three?
I think so. I know everyone today is probably gonna pick more like fun Halloween films, but when I was a kid, I just watched fucking horror films. So my three are The Shining, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, and oh god, what is my third? The House on Haunted Hill from 1999. Just because these are ones I would watch like every year around Halloween, and I feel like when I think of like the spooky side of Halloween, like the atmosphere that these movies put off is exactly what I feel. So like you got The Shining, of course, like Kubrick classic, just very solid horror film, and then you get Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, which is just oozing with autumn gothicness, great soundtrack with like Danny Elfman, the organs and shit, and just all the stuff that comes with like a Tim Burton film from like the late 90s. And then you get House on Haunted Hill from '99, which isn't a great film, but it's fun, and it has a lot of like good atmosphere to it. And when I was little, it scared the shit out of me. That and the original Vincent Price version from the '50s also scared me, but both at different times.
For different reasons, I assume?
For different reasons. There was the closet scene in the Vincent Price version when I was like 5 or 6 that scared the shit out of me. And then I didn't watch the '99 version until I was like 11 because it's, R-rated. And then I watched that, and then there was like a couple scenes in that fucked me up. I remember the first time I watched it, there was this particular scene, because I watched it alone at home, and like there's a particular scene where the main character, one of the main billionaire, goes into a room where he has this guy looking at videotapes, and he sees like the footage on the videotapes, like this doctor like comes in and he doesn't know, and he comes into the room to like check out what's going on, and he turns the guys around and his like face is gone, it's like his head is hollowed out like very surgically, and I remember that stuck with me. I remember I had to turn the movie off then, and I was like walking because I had to pick my brother up from the bus stop, and I was just like, fuck, I ain't sleeping tonight. Like shit.
Oh, you showed me the one from the 1999 film.
Oh yeah, that's another scene that got me when the reporter's in the basement of the asylum and she sees a bunch of ghosts operating on someone with her camera, and she puts the camera down, there's nothing there, and then she puts it back up, and they're looking at her, and she hears this noise down the hallway, and she sees this sort of guy in a gas mask, and then she sees all these visions of it, and then later in the film, they find what's left of her, like, surgically taken apart, almost like those anatomical pictures that Da Vinci drew in, like, boxes. That's all they find of her, and it's like, Jesus Christ. I was not prepared. But yeah, that movie fucked me up.
Damn.
But I love it. Just, I love it. And just so much good atmosphere, I guess. When I think of a movie that I love in the horror genre, it's usually atmosphere I latch on to, like how the movie feels more than anything. And those three have the most Halloween-y feel, I think.
That's fair. Antichrist is weird because it almost. I see why you pick it for like a Halloween movie.
I didn't say that.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said House on Hill, Shining, and Antichrist.
No.
You said that before.
And it said Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow.
Tim
Sorry.
Burton.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Thanks. I'm surprised you didn't say Antichrist.
Antichrist isn't a Halloween film.
I see how.
I barely consider it horror.
That's fair. That was the point I was going to make. So just never mind.
You were all ready to go for it, then you're like
Yeah,
shot down.
Because I don't know why I for some reason just latched on the.
Antichrist is more of a spring film because it's much more nature driven.
Yeah, you don't want.
Interesting.
But like in a fucked up way.
Yeah, not in a good way.
Like
It was
nature is the church of Satan kind of way.
Yeah, which.
It's kind of the point of the film.
Yeah. Lars von Trier.
Weird dude.
Mad lad. Fuck, I was gonna say something. I haven't seen the Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow.
We're
I've
watching.
seen
It's
clips.
it's on. It's either on Stars or Hulu. We are watching that this month.
Sweet.
Because fucking hell, that movie's great. It's
Okay.
it's part like Victorian era investigate like detective movie, part Hammer horror film, like low budget 70s gory horror film, including like weird like blood that looks like red paint, like intentionally.
Really? That's
it's
funny.
it's great.
That's funny.
I love it. Everything about it.
I remember the first time I saw The Shrouding was actually when you, Justin, and I watched it together in your room.
Yeah.
Phenomenal film.
It's a really
That
good
was
movie for Halloween.
freshman year,
yeah,
right? Wow.
Honestly, I almost want to make it a winter film because then
Yeah.
It works as a winter film too,
Yeah, it's
but
when
it
it's
also
more-
works. At least the book takes place mostly during the fall, before the winter comes. Like you don't even get your first snow
Winter
until like
is coming.
400 pages into the book.
It's like a how many page book?
700 pages.
Shit.
It's really good though. Would recommend.
Uh,
Very different from the
I
film.
definitely want to
but
read it.
very good.
Yeah.
Very different. You get a lot more of the past of the characters, and like because you hear a lot of their internal monologues, and you get a lot more of the hotel's history and what the different ghosts are. And the movie just kind of like leaves that up to you to decide, and doesn't really tell you, doesn't fill in the blanks. And I think that it works for a book in the book sense, and it works better for the movie in the movie sense, which I enjoyed both, although they're very, very different. Although fuck the miniseries version. That's proof that everything from the book does not work on film, and Kubrick knew that. What can work in a book, what's scarier is more descriptive. I mean, there's more description. In a movie, what's scarier is less. The less you know, the scarier it is. And that's what Kubrick understood.
Yes. Isn't it like a known fact though that he hates the movie version of The Shining? Anyway?
Stephen King hates the movie version of The Shining.
Why?
Because it's so different from the book.
Well, that's the point though. He understands that that's how it would have needed to be to work though.
Yeah, but I don't know.
He's a hypocrite.
Kubrick also did some jabs at him. Like there's a scene where Halloran in the movie is driving past like a tanker on the side of the road with a car, and the car is like a Volkswagen Beetle, which is the Torrance family's car in the book, but not the movie.
Oh, so there were like subtle hints like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like
That's funny.
Kubrick kind of like jabbing.
Yeah, he's like he knows where to place it. That's what Kubrick's a genius like that. He knows when to do what. It's really pretty clever. Yeah. Justin.
All right. I was waiting for you guys to finish up on that.
I know it was a lot of talk. I was like, wow, this is a lot of talk.
All right. So I'm going to be a little different, and I'm going to do a mix of the two. Because I'm going to do a little bit of Tia's stuff, and I'm going to do a little bit of Riley's stuff. So at the top is actually a new favorite that I got last year is Hocus Pocus. I had not seen it until last year. It is now at the top of my list of all-time favorite Halloween movies. I'm going to go second. I'm going to probably say Nightmare Before Christmas. Because going back to the first ever episode of Food for Thought, I believe I mentioned it's one of my all-time
I think
favorites.
you put it like number 2.
Number 2 or number 1. It was one of the two.
1 or 2, yeah. And
Yeah.
if I recall, I think it was 2 because I was surprised you didn't put it at number 1.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There was one thing you put above that. I can't remember.
It might have been Hercules.
I think so, yeah.
It might have been. I'm not
Something like
entirely sure. And then
Do you remember? No, you weren't there.
I wasn't
Sorry.
there.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, I thought you were.
and then
My bad.
the only other people.
Wasn't until episode 2.
One of the other people's in California now, so can't really ask.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm gonna say my third one's probably The Exorcist. I'm gonna say.
Really?
Yes, I really liked
That's
that
a
movie.
curveball. I
I-
didn't think you were going to pick that one.
I really liked that movie. When we watched it last year for my birthday, well, day before, regardless.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it because it wasn't too horror movie, but it was still a horror movie, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah. It was like a thriller that had strong horror elements.
Yes.
And gradually eased from a thriller into a horror, I think.
Yeah. It was.
It was like, and what I think is really cool about it is that it knew how long it needed to last to be good.
Right.
It wasn't too long or too short.
And we watched
Just
the
the right
we
amount.
watched the
We watched
extended
the extended
version.
cut. That's about 10 minutes longer.
Yeah.
Right.
That was perfect, I think, then.
Which-
Like, it was honestly
The
really
one
good.
I think it was the one thing that they added in there, where I can't say that, but I think you guys know which part I'm talking about. I think you.
That's
probably
in the
know.
theatrical cut.
Is yeah.
One of the scary scenes, infamous scary scenes, that's
Is it-
only in the
it's-
extended version is the stair crawling.
That part
Ah.
made me laugh so hard. I don't know why, but it was the funniest thing
'cause
I've.
It's just a funny visual, you know.
'Cause she's going backwards down the
Because
stairs.
Honestly,
that movie came out in what, the 70s?
Yes.
Yeah,
So like 70s horror and like now horror, it's so different because their effects and stuff aren't as
Yeah.
good.
Right,
I don't
because
know.
at the time it was considered probably one of the scariest
was
movies of all
If you've
time.
seen
Time,
things
for
like
sure.
The Haunting of Hell House or what's another great 70s horror film, that like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, like these movies are very modern in style and tone. It's not necessarily just the 70s niche, because like once you hit the late 60s, we enter the modern era of film. So it's more just along the lines of The Exorcist isn't a horror film, I wouldn't say, at least not until like the last 20 minutes. Before then, it's more a drama about a mother losing her shit about her daughter just also losing her shit. Meanwhile, a priest is questioning his faith, and then they all come together and horror happens.
Horror
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. I mean, you just looking at like just things like effects and things like that from, back then and like now, because we've gotten so advanced, everything looks
Fair.
more realistic. So it's like you see stuff like that, you're just kind of like, oh, like,
Fair.
okay. But like they've remade The Exorcist, haven't they?
No.
I don't
They
think
haven't.
That's one no one will
Really?
touch. That's the one no one
because it's such
I
a
figured
classic.
they
It's
would
gonna.
have
It
remade
would be
Kind of
hard.
staple of horror.
Oh,
Isn't that one of-
I might
isn't
be.
that one of the
I'm
movies that
thinking
got
of
people to start thinking
what am I
about
thinking
rating
of?
movies?
No. That
Oh.
was
That was well
that was
after that?
15 years prior to
Oh,
The
okay.
Exorcist.
I remember. I'm thinking of Carrie. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Oh,
Carrie
yeah.
was the remake.
Carrie is different. That's
Carrie's
also
remake
70s.
is-
But
Carrie's-
Carrie was a TV movie, technically. Depends.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It had a TV release
The
as
book
well.
is beautifully written.
The movie is very jittery. It was one of the first filmed. Actually, I think it was the first filmed adaptation of a Stephen King sort of story.
I love how I'm talking about Carrie as if I've seen it. I haven't.
I haven't.
It's an alright film.
Again,
I haven't
don't
seen
like
it.
Scary movie.
It's not great.
I haven't seen it, but I read it,
It's
and the
weak on
book
its
is
premise, but
very
still an
nice.
enjoyable movie.
I know the plot points.
The premise
Like,
is
I know-
good,
I know
and the basic
what
ideas are
plot
there.
is.
I just think that certain plot elements weren't properly fleshed out. Like, we didn't care enough about the characters that Carrie killed in the end, and I think that would have made it much more effective.
Yeah.
Like, there's the girl that's trying to help her, but actually spent 90% of the film thinking that she was just pretending to want to help Carrie in order to fuck her over, but it turned out at the end, it's like, oh, I guess she was trying to help her. Wish I would have known that earlier, so I would have been rooting for her, and now this would have been more effective when Carrie just
Right.
murders her.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I thought the whole time she was just being a manipulative, like, asshole. And I'm like, oh, wait, she was a good guy? Wait, what? Who?
Yeah, but I'm very similar to Tia, where I don't like horror movies. Everyone here knows this because they put me through some, and I can't stand them.
See, I don't let them. I don't let them do that. They're like,
What?
we're watching a scary movie. I'm like, cool. I'll be at my apartment.
Yeah. across, down the road,
Exactly.
a couple miles.
Like,
yeah, I'm
I
just like a
I
mile
don't.
farther.
Because also, like, nightmares, I hate them. So, like, I
Same.
like to sleep. I like to sleep.
That
at night.
literally happened to me after we watched The Green Room last night.
You had a nightmare?
I vividly had like reenacted every scene in my mind, but I was the one getting killed, and I was resurrected to die in another way. Every single one.
You know,
It was the worst.
I watch
it was
fucked up movies and like shows all the time and read fucked up books. I haven't had a nightmare in years.
Well, aren't you lucky?
Yeah.
Because you're just desensitized.
I get nightmares when I sleep on my back. Like,
Really?
yeah,
Really?
that's a thing.
Fascinating.
People can get nightmares from sleeping on their back. I'm one of those people.
I wonder if I'm one of those people. I might be. I never thought about it that way.
Huh.
But yeah, I tend to stay away from horror films. Thriller films are kind of like maybe not.
Depends on what kind of thriller, I suppose.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen thriller movies and been like, oh, yeah,
Johnson's
that's cool.
trying to do the thriller dance, but...
This is Shrek. What are you talking about?
Oh, they're playing All Star. There's a party
Wait,
going on.
I can't really hear it. I don't know if I can't actually hear it all that well.
They've been going since
Yes.
like 3 in the afternoon too.
That is definitely All Star.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I hear it now. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, for context, there are people throwing a party downstairs.
It's
Sounds
homecoming weekend, so...
Yeah, it's
Is it?
homecoming
It's
weekend.
homecoming weekend?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
Why the fuck didn't anyone tell me?
I didn't know
It's
either
posted
until it was
all
too
over
late.
campus.
I knew it was homecoming. I found it was
Do I
homecoming
live on
after
campus?
the game. And when I went to Red Robin earlier, because there were people in dresses after their homecoming dances, getting dinner before or after.
Do we have a homecoming dance?
No.
No,
we
no,
don't.
it was high school.
It's high school.
They were
It's like, bitch,
college
what?
students. No, we-
Oh, I was talking about like it's college homecoming too.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Yeah,
yes.
it's that too. I found it was college homecoming after the game because I saw someone post about it. I think actually, Tia, I saw you post about it on your Snapchat.
Yeah.
And then I didn't realize that homecoming is the same time around here for high schools, like right now.
Yeah.
So everyone is doing homecoming. That's how I figured out it was like high schools do it too. I always forget that high schools do homecoming too.
Yes.
Homecoming's gross, especially in
is.
high school.
Oh god, yeah.
I had fun.
What's prom?
I had fun senior year.
Prom
of
was
school.
better.
Prom sucked. For me.
Homecoming and prom were both fucking stupid.
I went to homecoming one
That's why I
year,
didn't
and it
go
was
to
the
either.
worst experience of my life. So I never went again. I always did anti-homecoming things.
Good call.
So anyway,
We stand hating.
Nothing nothing would have made me want to die more than being shoved into a sweaty gym full of a bunch of other people I didn't like listening to shitty music for like a few hours when I could just stay home and enjoy myself.
I mean,
for
I guess
night.
the better thing about like that's basically prom, but with prom they feed you.
yes.
Yeah, but that's a way
But it's shitty food.
expensive. Yeah, it's really shitty food.
I mean, we had an ice cream bar.
Sorry,
for
my
good
high
for
school
you.
was like bougie.
Yeah.
Mine
So,
was like,
we had
school
like
is
pretty
bougie.
decent food.
mine was
Yeah,
semi
so
bougie.
It's dependent on the person's.
I mean, we also had an ice cream bar, so
That's
We
fair. I didn't
we
have
had
that.
those like snacks that people would have, and they would like have them in like you would like bite into it and like steam would come out of
Yeah.
your mouth. We had that.
oh, the dragon's breath.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Never had
we
really.
had those. Yeah.
I almost
Oh,
got
I remember
Those
those.
are
they-
real? I thought that was
like-
just a Harry Potter thing.
No, it's
like
a legit
they use like
liquid nitrogen.
liquid nitrogen.
Oh.
yeah,
okay.
and like it's really cold, and then like you take a bite, and like you get gas coming out of your mouth.
Okay.
And
That
it's
happens
kind
if
of
you-
they're fun to eat.
That happens if
Gas
you eat
when
dibs
it
as
happens,
well.
Bad day at Chipotle.
That's what happens if you eat like dibs or Dippin' Dots as well.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Oh, yeah.
Dippin'
Yeah.
Dots.
Dippin' Dots
That
are
was a-
shit.
Yo, I haven't had dibs in like years. It's just fucking
Just
weird.
call them dips. And
No.
There's
it's
dibs.
dibs. It's
Dibs.
different.
Oh, dibs.
It's
sorry,
like ice
sorry,
cream
the
covered
ice
in
cream,
chocolate. They dip
yeah,
it
like
with
the
liquid
roll-
nitrogen
rollers
so the
of neighborhood
chocolate's a
ice
hard
cream,
shell.
yeah.
There are all
Yeah,
these
sorry.
different flavors.
I thought-
My grandfather used to love them. So.
Okay, I thought you were referring to Dippin' Dots as dips, and I was like, oh my god, you actually just not run on ironically.
That's a different thing.
That's a different thing.
Dip is something else, yeah.
All right, back on.
Yeah,
Michael.
good stuff.
Michael, what are you
oh,
moving?
sorry, you're still talking to me.
I want to comment on Nightmare, because this is my segue.
Oh god.
Nightmare is like a fucking Halloween staple.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a Halloween and Christmas.
I don't think I've ever
Yeah,
seen
which
that.
is great.
I don't think I've ever
it
seen
was
Nightmare all the way through.
Really?
No, I have. It was just so long ago that I remember nothing of the movie, and since then I've only seen pieces of it, like
Yeah.
on
Well,
TV.
we gotta
It's
watch
not a
that
movie You
now.
can watch a piece
I
of it.
think
Watch a
it's-
movie.
You gotta watch the
To
full
really
thing.
feel it.
Maybe.
I was probably 8 when I last
Yeah,
time I
you
saw
checked.
it,
Really?
I was like at a friend's house, and it was like after a Halloween party, so we like were really tired anyway, so I don't really remember much.
Okay, we need to watch it.
I'm
then.
pretty sure it still is.
Let's see.
Is it still on Netflix?
Let's see. No, it is not.
No?
Oh,
No.
damn it.
Coraline is though.
Coraline's
Oh.
always on Netflix. They're never gonna take it off.
So is Goosebumps too.
Oh, yeah.
They have the Goosebumps
Yikes.
TV show. That's
Yikes,
another thing I
McGee.
watched
Yeah, I
around
know.
Halloween when I was
Yeah.
little. They played that shit on Cartoon Network like all fucking October, and I'd just watch that. It's so good. I remember the first episode I watched of that was the Haunted Basement, and to tell you how long ago this was, we rented it as a VHS tape from the local Blockbuster, and I watched it.
That is a throwback.
That's an old sentence.
Throwback.
Jesus.
That's how long
One-
my first Goosebumps episode
Wow.
was probably 6.
Wow. Nice.
Going back and watching the movie, watching the show, you're like, wow, this show is kind of bad, but also really good.
It's really funny.
It's like funny bad. It's like so.
But there are some episodes that are really
Some
good.
episodes are still really good.
Like Haunted Mask? Shit.
Haunted Mask is the best episode of that show.
Kind of segue.
Werewolf
Oh.
Fever Swamp, I'd argue.
I don't think I've
It's the
ever
most
seen that one,
effective
actually.
horror episode.
Oh, okay,
It's actually
Like,
pretty
creepy.
spooky.
Really? Okay, we'll have to watch that. We'll have to watch the series then and get to it.
It's not long. It's only like 4 seasons.
Really, that's it?
But the seasons aren't long. They're like 13 episodes each, and they're 26-minute episodes.
Yeah, if that. Sometimes I feel even shorter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nightmare's a staple, along with like Silver Goosebumps. And that's why it's also on my list. There's the
So,
segue.
Michael, what's on your list?
Yeah, Nightmare for sure.
Whoa, really? It's
I've
not like you
like-
just said it or anything.
Yeah, shit, am I having deja vu or is it just me?
Maybe.
Deja vu or
Michael, what's your favorite?
Michael, what's your favorite? What's your list?
Okay, yeah, I know, yeah, I'm fine. Okay, I'll let the series now. Nightmare for sure. Only
Deja vu.
because it's just super iconic. It's like one of those Halloween movies that it's like the second Halloween movie that I think I ever watched when I was a kid. The first one being Scary Godmother. Okay, don't laugh.
I don't think I've
So-
ever seen that.
What?
Okay, so Scary Godmother is
I've seen
like a
I've seen
cartoon-
Scary Godmother 1 and 2.
Yeah,
dude.
they're both great. Okay, so
in
Scary
the wrong reason.
Well, no, for the right reasons. The animation is oh no, it's aged perfectly. The second one actually looks kind of good. 'cause
The
they
kids look
stylized
scarier
it,
than
so-
the monsters with their fucking
Okay.
soulless black shark eyes.
I need to explain this. Okay, so Scary Godmother is about this this girl on Halloween who discovers this door under her stairs and takes her to like an alternate dimension where her house becomes like the house of a witch and like all these monsters come to visit like Dracula and his wife and shit. And they're all friends with this one girl, and like they try to like it's a crazy cool Halloween kids movie, and it's super fun, and the animation is horribly aged, but it has so much personality behind it, and it's like enjoyable. And the second movie like gets even better with it because they stylize it.
But you
And,
know
like-
what I'd say? It is about the same plot as Hotel Transylvania 1, which is a much better film than either of those.
That's actually a pretty
It does have a
decent
really
movie.
similar plot, yeah. But I think I enjoy this one more because it's like nostalgia from my childhood, I think. Hotel Transylvania is oh shit.
The first one's good. The other two
Yikes.
are meh.
Two
The
is-
first
two is good
one's
too.
quite good. The first one's awesome.
The first one's great. Two
John-
is good too. Three is not.
John was just showing us like pictures of some of the
Of
characters.
Scary Godmother.
They-
If
Yeah.
anyone has,
Look-
if
The
anyone has,
werewolf looks terrifying.
they look
if
all-
anyone has
Yeah.
played the Psychonauts game, the style
It
looks
looks kinda like Psychonauts.
very similar. Well, not very similar, but it's like
uh,
similar by aspects. And the Psychonauts game fucked
It's
me
less
up with the
textured
characters.
Than it's less textured than Psychonauts is. Psychonauts
Psych-
has like patterns and stuff and like real texture
Those
going on.
those
Scary
those
Godmother's more
characters,
flat.
those characters
They're
in that
great,
game
dude.
are
That's from
Psychonauts is
air.
a fucking awesome.
It's an
game.
amazing game. I never got farther than the Milkman because
Really?
I couldn't beat the Girl Scout lady.
Oh really?
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
You
And
just
then
gotta keep trying.
Yeah.
There's
well, also
there's
then
tricks
I also
to it.
then moved to college, so
Oh yeah, you got a point.
but
Yeah, but
the characters fucked me up.
both of those two movies fill that like desire to like watch a really like crazy specific like Halloween movie. They have their own unique vibes but fit in with the Halloween vibe too. So it's just like awesome. And like Nightmare's got the music too, which is like,
Oh,
probably
yeah.
the best part of it honestly. I love Jack's Lament is really good and kind of slept on compared to the Halloween Town theme.
That's fair.
Just gonna say. Also Oogie's theme.
Oh,
Oh, jazzy, evil
Whoa.
music.
wow.
That's what I call sketchy jazz.
Sketchy jazz.
But my third movie, gonna pick a Shane Acker movie actually. 9.
Oh,
9 is a movie by
yes.
Shane Acker. How many of you guys have not seen that movie?
Really? I thought we showed it to you.
Wait, John, you've seen 9?
I think we all watched it together.
I know I watched it with
Mike
you
and I watched it
recently.
like a
I
month and a
remember
half
if I
ago
watched it
together, right before watching Battle Royale.
Yeah.
as well.
I think I've watched
marathon.
it. I think you told me about it, and then I watched it by myself.
I think so. That's what what happened.
I'm very uneducated when it comes to film. Like,
It's-
there are so many iconic quote-unquote movies that I've never seen.
Well, 9's not iconic.
No.
9 is a sleeper, like, cult film, kind of.
Still, my point stands.
Yeah. It's fair, though, because I watch a bunch of movies, and I edit videos all the time, and I know nothing about film. Riley is way more knowledgeable, and I think even both of us I think we can both come to a conclusion that I've barely scraped the top of the barrel, and you've still got, like, there's still plenty to...
I've got a lot to go.
Yeah,
When it comes
Yeah.
to Disney films, though,
yeah you got that.
I've probably only seen probably seen less than half of the IMDb top 250. So
Really? I'm surprised. I figured you would have seen at least half by now. I thought
that
you
may,
told me
maybe
you
I've
crossed half.
I've never actually done the official count. So
Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe we should try that and then go through that list. But,
and then the 100 worst movies.
oh, no, we should do the 100 worst first. That'd be fun.
No, I've seen some of those.
They're bad.
Like a lot of them are on there not because they're funny bad. It's just because they're bad.
Oof.
Like I watched one that was on the list called American Poltergeist with Blake. We were high, and even then
Unwatchable.
we turned it off after like 40 minutes
Wow.
because nothing had happened and it was bad. It was just terrible. And we skipped to the end. We found like the twist ending was like, I'm very glad we did not watch this. It was like the main character was actually the long lost relative of Lizzie Borden, and now this cult wants her, and she's killing people. It's like what?
By the way,
Oh my God.
Joker is now 10 on IMDb. 2250.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
It was at
Joker's
8 the
already
other
10?
day.
Surprised.
They balance out. New releases are usually like Avengers Endgame was like at number 3 at one point, and then
Yeah, it's come down
they
now.
balance out
I've-
as more
I've
people.
Nine
I've
is
heard
still
really
on
good things
Netflix
about
in
it.
case
I
people
know.
wanted to watch it.
Yes.
I've
Quickly that
I've
back.
heard some good things about Joker.
Yeah, no, it seems really good. Joker might be a really great, like, released at, like, the perfect time.
That's
Right before
wait.
Halloween.
I just remembered another great Halloween film.
Well, hold on. I have to talk about 9 real quick. Before
Okay.
I get
Oh,
too
you're
far, 'cause
right.
I haven't started this yet because Tia doesn't know what it's about. 9 is a, like, sci-fi, gothic, like, alternate reality movie where this scientist uses, what's the word for it? It's just like an N, I think.
Alchemy.
Oh, sorry, yeah, alchemy. I was thinking, it's like that field of magic that deals with the dead. Necro something?
Necromancy?
Necromancy, thank you, yeah. He uses alchemy to, like, put parts of his soul into these little sack dolls, basically. And there are 9 of them that each represent a different part of him. So, like, there's one that's, like, a warrior, one that's a leader, one that's, like, the chosen one. And it's, like, this really interesting, like, post-World War II, machinery has destroyed humanity, and he's solely responsible. Like the scientist and the 9, like, ragdolls he creates basically are responsible for, like, trying to fix it and bring life back to the world because it's basically a barren wasteland. And it's super artistic and, like, kind of dark and gritty, and it's got some really seriously underrated animation for the time, and, like, each character has personality. There's some really great voice actors in there.
Which is funny because
like
like
John
the
C.
first,
Riley is in it. That's the one that's, like, one of the most memorable
I
ones.
think, like, the
Elijah
first-
Wood is in there.
first 10-15 minutes has no dialogue whatsoever.
I know, yeah. The first bit of it is, like, a lot of, like, atmospheric takes on, like, you take in the world and you see what happened, and because basically the movie the main character in the movie is 9. 9 is, like, the 9th and last ragdoll the scientist creates before dying because he keeps putting his soul into these dolls. And you basically witness the world from his perspective for the first, like, 10-15 minutes. And then he, like, meets the other dolls and he's got to go out and save the fucking world. It's really cool. And it's really great because the movie understands how bleak it is. So, like, they play on it just the right amount for it to, like, not become overzealous in how much it's trying to, like, tug at your heartstrings, so to speak. And, like, just to go back to the voice acting for a hot sec, because it's really good. There's a lot of really great performances in this movie, even if the critics claim it to be, like, kind of subpar. Elijah Wood is number 9. It's got Crispin Glover, John C. Reilly, Christopher Plummer's in there, Martin Landau, Fred Taskar. I don't sound like a super popular name. like Tom Kane, Alan Oppenheimer, Jennifer Connelly. It's a good cast of like really like underrated actors, aside from like Elijah Wood and John C. Reilly, who are just good actors. But it's got this really great deep vibe to it that I like, and it's pinned as like what I think I like most about a lot of Halloween movies is they fall into really good like young adult teen movie category where they're mature, they respect the age of their audience. So even if they look like they're kind of for kids, they're not. They're for people who have a greater understanding of what's going on, but aren't so serious that they make you want to like die by the end.
Got it.
Like Martyrs.
Although it was very sad.
Martyrs is a French horror movie that's fucked up. But I don't know if we have time to get into it right now, but
I wouldn't consider it a Halloween specific.
it's not really a Halloween
It's a
movie.
horror thriller.
It's a good horror thriller though.
Nice.
So what was the movie you came up with?
Oh, when we were talking about Joker, I remembered one. Batman by Tim Burton.
yeah,
Oh,
Batman.
fucking hell!
Pretty
Like
fucking
gothic atmosphere.
Yeah.
Just the scene where he's driving Vicky Vale down that like country road with like leaves and like fall. It's just orchestra music.
Oh,
it's like,
God,
oh
yeah.
my god, that movie is like pure Halloween. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So is the animated series that spawned off of it too.
Yes.
Pure Halloween, especially the movie Mask of the Phantasm, the like full-length feature film from the animated series. That is awesome.
Yeah, you're right. That is pretty good. What I think is really cool too is like it's a gothic theme, but there's a lot of bright color and like personality and exaggeration. with the camera.
It's interesting to note most of the
Feel
bright
like-
color comes from the villains.
I know too,
Right.
because they're the most like fascinating thing on the screen. Like I think it's kind of the point. Good comes in all forms, even those that are
There's
unassuming.
another Tim Burton one. I guess Tim Burton shaped my vision of Halloween.
Yeah, I think Tim Burton.
Yeah, I mean, you got so many. You got fucking Beetlejuice, Corpse Bride, Sweeney Todd,
I fucking
Sleepy
forgot.
Hollow.
Oh my God, Sweeney Todd.
I was
Batman,
thinking
Batman
about Sweeney Todd
Returns.
earlier.
I haven't
I was
seen
like, was
Sweeney
Sweeney
Todd.
Todd the movie I was thinking of, but it wasn't. But Sweeney Todd
Yes.
is a good movie.
I haven't seen Sweeney Todd or Beetlejuice.
I haven't seen Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, I would
is
argue,
great.
is
That's a
pretty
Halloween
good.
film.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think Edward Scissorhands is like.
Oh, Edward
Sorry,
Scissorhands.
Sweeney Todd. Sorry, Sweeney Todd. Because they're both. giant
You said
cats,
3
so I
movies at
feel
once.
confusing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm about to. Tim Burton uses the same people in every
Yep.
single one of the movies.
Every
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So does
But,
Quentin Tarantino.
I think
should
Sweeney
note.
Todd. Yeah, you're right.
and Martin Scorsese.
Yes. Kubrick. No, not really. Kubrick.
No,
didn't.
Kubrick didn't.
Kubrick didn't at all. But Sweeney Todd, I would argue, is excusable for not seeing. Beetlejuice, on the other hand,
Beetlejuice is a fucking classic.
yeah.
Sorry.
Sweeney Todd is like a bit more niche, but
The musical of Beetlejuice that just came out recently has fantastic music.
is it good?
It was nominated for quite a few awards.
Really already?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fast.
Beetlejuice is just a
Pretty
great
sure it
dark
was.
comedy about ghosts.
Yeah, you're right.
I've seen like clips from Beetlejuice.
I've seen
It's a-
I've seen
basically-
clips, but I haven't seen the full thing.
This like lovely suburban couple dies in a car accident, and they're haunting their house, and then another family moves in. So they hire an anti-exorcist to exorcise the humans from their house and like scare them away, and it's fucking great.
Yeah.
And then that anti-exorcist is Beetlejuice, who is played by, what's his? Oh fuck, I forget his name right now.
Is that Tim Curry? Is it?
No.
it's not. I always think it's Tim Curry.
Who
Right off the top of
plays
my head.
Beetlejuice.
It's
I can't remember the name for some reason right now.
Hey Siri.
He's great.
Who plays Beetlejuice? I'm trying to see if it'll hear it from my pocket. Not going into my pocket. I just want to.
Siri's got the IQ of a vegetable. So.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Birdman.
Fucking.
Yeah,
Christ,
Michael Keaton. And he's also in Batman,
He's
mind
also
you.
Batman.
He's
Yeah,
also
you're
Bruce
right.
Wayne.
Alec Baldwin was in Beetlejuice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was one of his first roles.
Okay.
One of his first movie roles.
Wow.
Yeah, one big movie.
Also, it was one of the first Winona Ryder roles.
Yeah. She was Lydia.
Right, it is.
It's
So don't forget
great.
the Crucible.
Oh, another good Halloween film,
Wow.
The Vitch, by Robert Eggers.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah,
Vitch?
it's two V's.
No, it's two V's. I thought you just referred to it as the Witch. 'cause
But
it's
you
like-
you can refer to it as either. But that is a great Halloween atmosphere. I'm really looking forward to his new movie, The Lighthouse.
Yeah, I love how it's shot in 4:3 in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That was one thing he wasn't able to do for The Witch, just for like because he didn't have any, I guess, clout in the industry yet. So it's like
Yeah.
you couldn't just be like, I want to shoot this in 4:3. No, he was still shot in like letterbox.
Now that I know, that people know what he can do, they're willing to work on it.
And because The Witch was a run runaway hit.
Oh yeah.
Even among like your standard audience, and usually they don't love art films so much. Like they were still like, yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Which is rare for actually a movie that I'd consider I'd consider The Witch actually fairly inaccessible to like the general
Wow.
because it's not a standard horror film in any
Yeah,
way,
no,
shape,
in
or
any
form.
regard,
But
yeah.
people seem to like it, so which I love. That's cool. And you got like Hereditary from a couple years back that also hit big.
It is a couple of years.
And
old.
that's and that was also not quite standard. That was more standard than The Witch. But it's like I'd say mainstream horror is having a pseudo resurgence because we've been seeing quite a few good ones recently.
Yeah. Like it's happening. Like it's odd because it's not just movies too. Video games have come back, or like the remakes of the Resident Evil games and 7.
And so is TV, like with the
Outlast,
Haunting of
Blair
Hill,
Witch game.
the Haunting of Hill House from last year.
Yeah.
2 years ago rather.
I think people are just starting to grow spines again.
Fucking
We got
that
fucking
show was
horror
brilliant.
back, baby.
And that by the way, the same guy who created and directed most of the Haunting of Hill House show is directing the Doctor Sleep movie that comes out in November.
Doctor Sleep.
It's the sequel to The Shining.
Oh.
Danny Torrance 30 years later.
Oh, I didn't know that. We should go see that. That's really good.
I have not read that book, but if the director's great, and he also did Gerald's Game, which is another Stephen King adaptation, and that was good. So it should
Nice.
be. Hoping it's good.
It sounds like it's really good.
And they got Ewan McGregor as an older Danny Torrance.
Oh, Ewan McGregor's a fantastic actor. It sucks that one of the first things like people know him from is the prequels.
Although I know for a fact it will definitely be following the book's chronology because Halloran is still alive in Doctor Sleep, and Halloran dies in the Kubrick film.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then he survives the book.
Oh, so is it playing off the book?
It's
though?
playing off
What
the
you're saying?
book, yes.
Right, cool. Because I like Halloran. Fun character. Who plays him in this one?
I don't know.
I wonder who they're gonna get for that. My money's on Morgan Freeman.
I think Denzel could do it because
Oh,
Halloran.
yeah, he-
Halloran had a more. Halloran wasn't. Morgan Freeman's very like laid back-ish.
Oh,
You need someone a
yikes.
bit more intense. Halloran was a more intense.
Jackson could do it.
Almost. He was a chef in like a big hotel in the 70s, so he was very, go get him. And that was like part of the thing in the book at least.
Denzel could do that well. I think so could Sam Jackson.
Hearing Denzel Washington makes me think of a movie that he's in very soon that I'm not excited to see.
What?
Cats.
Oh God.
Oh fuck!
Don't make me think
That's
about
gonna be scary
cats.
for a different reason.
Yeah, that's just
But
scary. Just,
but am I gonna still go see it? Yeah,
you're gonna go see it?
I'm gonna go see it.
I'm
Why
not
would you
gonna.
waste your time on
I'm not gonna think about seeing it. Not even like.
I might pirate it. I mean, rent
Borrow.
it when it comes out on DVD.
Well,
Coming soon to
because
DVD.
most likely my mom's gonna want to go see it. She's gonna drag me. I'm gonna get a free movie out of it. Also, I've never seen Cats. The music's gonna be good regardless.
I don't really
The
care
music-
for
Jennifer
Cats.
Hudson's in it. She has a good singing voice.
Yeah.
I've seen the Cats musical like live.
She's got that.
That's it.
Not a fan.
Decent.
It's got like one or two good songs, and the rest are just kind of.
It's
Eh.
a very.
Okay,
I think it's
but
And then
regard-
I've heard the Cats musical isn't good either.
It's meh.
it's the
very-
only
it's got,
reason-
Like, two good songs.
the only reason Cats is a musical is to show off choreography.
Yeah.
That is the only reason it was
Oh, is
created.
that really? That's
Mhm.
the thing. Oh.
Doing choreography.
I know, yeah.
But
Yeah.
Low key.
It's a shame they couldn't have taken that same effort to write a
No,
good story.
no, save it.
Okay, I'll save it. I want to talk about White Christmas stuff. I love that.
Save it.
Save it for
Fine.
Christmas.
I know I will.
Yeah, why?
I just see it brought up the choreography.
Listen, you fucker.
C-section.
Thanks, Bing Crosby.
Whoa.
Being an asshole unnecessarily.
Crosby.
Yeah, he was kind of a douchebag in real life.
So was everyone.
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah.
Because the 50s, everyone was an asshole.
Yeah.
By today's standards, yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
I mean, aren't we also all assholes technically?
Well,
Yeah.
by the standards, 50 years from now, we're all assholes.
Yeah, you're right.
Nice.
Yay for being new age. But yeah, I feel like what's like a movie like everybody's seen? It's a good Halloween movie.
Coraline.
Well, no, not like
I
that one we mentioned yet. Like one we haven't mentioned yet. 'Cause
I
there's one
feel
that
like
we've
I don't know if everyone's seen it, but
Paranorman.
Hall-
No.
Halloween Town.
I literally.
Oh, Monster House. That's what
Monster.
I was thinking about.
Fuck, dude.
Monster
I
House
forgot
is
Monster House.
Is a
I haven't
great.
That's a
seen
great
Monster House
Halloween
in
film.
years.
I've never
That
seen
movie
it.
has no right to be as good as it is.
Okay, no. You know what's one that has no right to be as like a good a Halloween film as it is?
What?
Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost.
Oh my god.
And also
God.
Scooby Doo and Zombie Island. But
Yeah.
Witch's Ghost has a more like Halloween, like fall feel,
I haven't
where Zombie
seen
Island
that.
is like pure horror.
Zombie Island has an audible feel to it too, but it's not as
It's
pronounced.
Zombie Island's like bayou horror feel, which I also really like.
Yeah, I
You
think that
guys-
fits with autumn too.
You guys have brought up like two things like, oh, everyone's seen this, and either Justin or I have been like, nope.
Shit.
Monster House, never seen it.
And you were on the
Scooby-Doo's
Scooby-Doo
haven't
ones?
seen it.
No,
I don't think
Okay.
I've seen either
Has
of those
everyone
either.
seen the Goosebumps TV show?
No.
I hadn't seen it.
I haven't seen
before.
Casper
Started
in
watching.
years.
Oh my
I've-
god,
I don't.
I've never
Is
seen
it-
Casper.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I don't
movie?
remember it.
Yeah, has
I
anyone
watched it
seen
recently for like the first time, and I was expecting a bad movie,
Is it good?
and it was actually decent.
I've never seen Casper.
What really surprised me is I was looking at the architecture of the house, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is Antoni Gaudi."
Of
Because
course.
I lived in Spain, and Gaudi's big in like Barcelona. We went to a bunch of places,
my
and like
God.
the bedroom of the girl had the fucking ceiling of one of the houses we went to. It's a Casa Milo or Casa Batlo, I can't remember which one.
Really?
It was the exact fucking thing, and all the windows are Gaudi, which it's all like very organic shapes throughout the whole thing. But I can show you some pictures later.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Wow, I'm
I was
surprised.
struck immediately. I'm like, is this fucking no way? I was high too, so it was funny.
What? I
Nope.
haven't seen the
You're
Addams
cool
Family
putting that out on the
movies. I
internet?
want to really bad.
I've-
I've seen
Yeah, we're
like
illegal
so
state.
many clips of the Addams Family and the Addams Family Values. I've seen so many clips of them. I'm like, I need to watch.
The Addams Family, that's another
Addams
one.
Family is so fucking
Addams
good.
Family.
Because there have been so many clips. I'm like, wow, I would love this movie. I need to
Pass
watch
the
it
salt. What do you say? Now.
now. Yeah.
So
That's not a
good.
good one.
What's there's so many good clips.
It's
It's
$8
are those your
to
swim
buy on
clothes? Is
Amazon.
that your
What is-
overbite?
For Amazon Prime, it's $8 just to buy it and own it.
Addams
What,
Family.
what?
Addams Family.
Oh,
You want-
God.
you want both
I think
of
I
them.
have a copy of it. Actually.
You want
I
both
have
Addams
it.
Family films.
Oh,
you, want
you
one
guys
and two.
don't
Those are
live
fun.
Addams
on-
Family Values
I was
is
gonna
also
say,
$8,
you guys
but it's
don't
$3 to rent.
You guys don't live on campus. We, for those who have forgotten, we go to Western Michigan University, and
Broncos.
we are offered Xfinity for free, but you have to live on campus. And I live on campus. So
I live
have
on
access
campus
to
as well.
Freeform,
That's great.
and they're show,
Oh wait, we
they
have
show
we
that,
have Freeform?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize we had.
Well,
Freeform.
I mean, it's on
Never
Xfinity.
seen.
And
I
like
didn't realize we
Freeform
also
is-
had Freeform. Shit.
Well,
Wow.
because Xfinity is like a cable company, so
Yeah,
like it
it's-
comes with channels.
Oh,
I know we have
Another
very
good one.
limited
But
access to certain movies.
the Addams Family movies come on Freeform during this month.
Oh.
Sick.
I'll have to
Also,
watch.
real quick, the Addams Family musical, really fucking funny.
Okay.
I've seen parts
Sorry,
of it.
continue.
Two movies, both along the same vein, involving Dracula. Actually, technically three. Interview with a Vampire.
Nope.
Bram Stoker's Dracula from the 90s. With
No.
The one with Keanu
Winona
Reeves?
Ryder and Keanu Reeves and Gary
Yeah.
Oldman. And also Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman.
Oh, God,
Not a great film,
yeah.
but great Halloween
It's just a
atmosphere.
fun movie, though. I think it's kind of fun.
Oh
Okay,
my god.
Listen, I have such a soft.
The
I
live
have
action one?
The live
I have
action
such a-
This
was.
one's better.
I have such a soft spot for the live action Scooby Doo movies,
They're
especially
so
the first
fun.
one.
They're
They're
so
so
first one-
funny.
funny.
Michael
first
and I,
one's
that was really
amazing.
bad.
we watched. Did you watch them back to back?
I don't.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Did we?
back to back. They're not there.
No.
Just T and
Oh,
I.
okay. I was like,
T and
wait,
watched
I
them
don't
back to
remember
back.
this.
They're really good. They've got good Halloween vibes.
They do. Those are both movies I've seen.
God, those movies are so stupid
There's,
funny.
but they're hilarious.
They know that they're stupid,
They're
so they're
funny.
great.
Yeah, the first
Oh,
movie
man.
is better.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. I think I remember what I said when we watched them. I thought I liked the second one more than the first one. Or whatever.
The
You
second
may
one
have,
was
I don't-
mediocre.
I think it was because I was making fun of it the whole time. And
Probably.
Maybe like
The
It's a
second
good
one,
movie
the
to
second
make
one's
fun
better
of.
than the first one, actually. Like as an objective film, it's a better film.
maybe that's what I was.
I don't know.
thinking.
I like the
can't
first
remember.
The first film,
But that's just me.
I
you
like
can
the first
like
one
it better.
too.
The first one's much worse written, I'd
Yeah,
say.
I think that's why it's so good, though. Both of them. Like in both
The
cases.
second one's a better film, and it captures more of what Scooby-Doo is, I'd say.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
The first one's more like actually more a middle finger to Scooby-Doo. than
Featuring
anything.
Rowan
Yeah,
Atkinson.
you're right. Well, then again, a lot of live action adaptations from that time period are
Casper's
Casper's
pretty true,
Well,
I'd say.
yeah, you're right. I guess maybe just because Scooby Doo was like already on the downturn around that time. Like,
And then-
that's when the
yeah.
beginning of the downfall of like Scooby Doo happens. Maybe they kind of sort of
are you talking about? Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated came out like 10 years later. That shit
Oh
was great.
yeah.
Well, yeah, no. I'm thinking of no, like yeah, there's that. But in between the live action movies and then the newest like Mystery Incorporated, there's a period where there's a bunch of variations of Scooby-Doo.
Oh, is that
like-
when they had the
all
Kiss, the movies with Kiss? Where,
Yeah,
where Kiss are
no,
like
no, that was
Yeah.
way, no,
intergalactic
that was-
superheroes complete with magical girl anime transformation
That was
sequences.
way-
Mind
Holy
you.
Wait, that was way before that though. That was before.
No, Kiss was after that.
That was definitely
Those
after
were
Those
recent.
are newer movies. You're right. That is after the live action stuff.
The Harlem
Right after.
Globetrotters one, however,
Oh
was before.
my god!
So okay, maybe I'm getting my timeline mixed up because I used to.
That one was hilarious.
Point being,
They made
yeah,
fun of it
those
in
movies
South
were-
Park,
Paul
where
Revere.
they made fun of the Harlem Globetrotters episode in South Park, where they have him team up with the band Korn and solve a
Oh my
mystery.
God, are you serious?
It's so fucking
so
funny.
That's the one where
That
they.
sounds like a Metalocalypse episode, honestly. Oh my god.
I remember mentioning this to Mike, John, and Riley last night. It's like if it's a popular movie, I probably haven't seen it. And they were listing movies, and I was like, no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, no. Same.
No, I haven't seen that. I have seen that, but no, I haven't.
Okay,
seen
but
that.
Interview with the Vampire is a movie that people really liked when it came out, but not many people talk about these days, and is low-key one of like the best vampire films out there. It's just super macabre and gothic, and it just follows a man that's turned into a vampire in like the 1790s and his journey up until like the modern day. It's really
You
good.
were talking
I
about
just
that,
fucked
and
up.
I was literally, you started talking about a vampire movie, like, I didn't know where you were going with it, so I was just like, expecting any vampire movie. For some reason, the first thing that popped in my head was Dark Shadows. I'm like, God.
Is that the one with
Johnny Depp?
I literally just thought of that one.
It's
I was
honestly,
like,
it's
bad.
it's
bad.
bad,
bad film.
but that's why you watch it,
It's
because
also
it's bad.
Like, stupid and easy to make.
No,
fun
but,
of.
Yes.
but if you want like
That the daughter's a
movie
fucking
that's,
werewolf.
a movie with Dracula that's not very good, but is a lot of fun and loaded with Halloween shit, Van Helsing.
Yeah, you're right. I think that's a
And Bram Stoker's Dracula with Keanu Reeves is silly,
Yes.
yes.
but it's also the truest to the
I
original
saw
book.
the beast. Sublime.
But also-
Inferno.
Also, it is super, like, production design is phenomenal, and it's the truest in the story, like, department to the original book.
Yes.
And also, Gary Oldman kills it as Dracula. It's great.
You got time. Oh, you're looking at the recording.
I was cracking my back.
Oh, okay. There. Look at the recording.
Didn't- it didn't work.
That is my favorite, although probably not the best adaptation of the Dracula novel.
That's,
I'd say the Bela Lugosi one's objectively probably the best one.
that makes sense.
Bela Lugosi, it was late 30s or early 40s, the Universal Golden Age monster film, around the same time as Frankenstein, with Boris Karloff,
Oh, okay.
and the Wolfman with Lon Chaney,
Not a good
same
movie.
time.
What's the movie that has Nosferatu in it?
Nosferatu, that's Nosferatu.
I was just called.
Also, there's a movie called Shadow the Vampire, which is a mockumentary. Not a mockumentary. It's a movie, a fake story about the making of Nosferatu, where Max Schreck is played by Willem Dafoe, and it turns out Max Schreck, the actor, was actually a vampire in the movie, and he's doing like all this weird shit. It's actually pretty good. It's a very weird film. Oh, another movie, Monster Squad.
Monster Squad.
Think the Goonies, but they fight Dracula, the Mummy, the Wolfman, and the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Never seen
And
it.
the fat kid from the Goonies shoots the creature from the Black Lagoon with a shotgun and tells him to go fuck himself.
Wow.
Jesus.
It's the best
Oh,
movie.
I've never seen this movie, but it sounds great.
It's on Hulu, I believe,
Really?
and it's fucking awesome.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's the Goonies meets Van Helsing, basically.
I recognize none of the people in this movie. That's how old it is.
What, Monster Squad?
Other than like Tom Noonan is the only one I think I really.
Are you looking at the Monster Squad?
Yeah, Monster Squad. Yeah.
We gotta watch that. That's just a good fun movie.
We
to
should.
watch.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
awesome.
A while ago in this podcast, we mentioned Cartoon Network. And the first thing that popped in my mind that
We
could be
did?
the closest thing,
I did because I mentioned Scary Godmother. It's a cartoon.
closest thing that...
Billy and Mandy. John's chiming in with
That's
Billy and
what I
Mandy.
was about to
You have
mention,
go
was the
there?
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh, God, that
That's the
entire thing is
closest
all
thing
Halloween.
that, yeah,
It's all
that,
Halloween vibes.
and Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh,
Courage is Courage-
That's definitely
I've been meaning to
Courage,
buy it.
courage,
Yeah.
courage is scary.
I
It's
know, low-key.
horrifying.
Actually scary.
I've been meaning to buy the entire series.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Okay, another guest that
I
appears
think you
on
mean
this.
something. Thank you, bathtub
An,
crocodile.
another guest
Barracuda.
that's on the show a lot,
It's Barracuda.
Mike Walendowski. He does a really good courage impression, and
Oh,
it
God.
cracks me up every
Every
time he
time.
does it.
The
It's
only
so
thing that I
funny
can
to
get,
me.
like, the only line that Courage, like, whatever, like, that really makes me laugh is whenever he screams, like, Muriel!
I always like when he's like,
Because he screams it so often.
he's like, I'm gonna fix this, or I'm not X thing, and I'm not. He's like very like point like blunt. It's great.
There's
The
a...
writing in that show is so good.
It was such a good show.
If I'm not mistaken, I might be completely wrong here, but I think one of the animators who worked on, like, or production designers who worked on that show, also helped Steven Hillenburg with the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob.
Really?
Yeah, there's I just
Interesting.
remember his name. I think it's Tom something. He worked on the first 4 seasons of SpongeBob before leaving right after Steven Hillenburg did, like after the movie.
Interesting.
And whenever you see SpongeBob's form get played with a lot in like the 2nd through 4th seasons of the show, especially like right after the SpongeBob movie, when his eyes change shapes and all that stuff.
Is that
that's
the one
him.
with
That's
David
entirely
Hasselhoff?
that animator doing that.
Interesting.
Yeah, that movie.
Oh, that was a weird
Yeah,
with
Yeah, like, it's,
Wait,
it's
what
like,
movie?
The SpongeBob movie.
With David
Yeah,
Hasselhoff?
this animator he
as
was on
himself?
I
that,
love it.
Yeah,
I love this SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
it's so good.
It's so fun.
Oh God, the SpongeBob episodes for the Halloween specials for SpongeBob.
The fucking
I was
Heshling slasher
gonna say
episode.
that
They're
when he
so-
like shaved his
yeah,
like,
shave
it was
me
just his
down, make
brain.
me round.
The Heshlinging
come
slasher
for your
episode's pretty
pickle.
Halloweeny in a good
Come
way.
for your pickle.
All the Flying Dutchman episodes are great.
Oh
they're so
God,
funny.
these guys are dorks. Yes, but they're my
They're
dorks.
my dorks.
How
4
does he
biscuits
do
and an 8
it? I'm sitting against the window, so I hit my ring finger against the door, and then in my other
I
hand
had 4
is the
biscuits
blinds.
and I ate 1. Then I
only
only
ate
had 3.
It's a great bit.
I was waiting to make that. I was waiting for some...
You're good. You're good.
And stop.
Stop.
The
Don't
hash-
worry, Captain. We'll buff out those scratches.
The episode with the Heshlinging
Shit's
slasher
just
is a
like
good
God.
Halloween one.
Yeah, that
Ashling,
too,
the
yeah.
bashling, the slash thing.
The
That's
walls
really good.
ooze
Ooze
green
green
slime.
They always do
Oh
that.
wait, they always do that. Oh God.
Oh,
that's such a good
man.
one.
Look
You know-
at me,
you know what's
I'm
odd?
swabbing the bathroom.
At night. Like I was
I
back.
burned my hand.
At
At
night.
night.
You know what I think? Another thing that's really weird now we're talking about TV shows too. I'm realizing now that I think about it, like all like the Cartoon Network specifically,
Oh.
because oddly enough, I think the Halloween episode of Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy is less Halloween themey
Yeah.
than the regular stuff.
If I
'Cause the
remember
regular
correctly,
stuff is
you're
like kind
thinking...
of just dark and gritty, like you would expect for Halloween, but the Halloween one just seems kind of campy, which
Yeah.
isn't bad. It's still really good.
Because, I mean, the norm for Billy and Mandy is that Billy has a spider son that he...
yeah,
that
that's, I
loves
forget,
him,
He has a spider
but
son.
he's terrified of.
Q, this is a good place to lay my egg memes. That's the thing. It's
And
like,
he's
it's
just-
like a.
He's just like, why won't you love me, Dad? That's the spider, basically,
Don't
like...
you love me, Dad? He's like, spider, kill it! Kill it!
Yeah.
So good.
Then
I love that
Mandy,
episode.
the
Is this
note...
gonna turn into like a Halloween movie / like TV
Oh,
shows?
yeah.
I think Cartoon Network
does.
deserves its own episode.
Probably, honestly. There are so many good.
There's
shows
so
from our
ma-
childhood. I wish we should do a childhood TV shows.
There's also a couple ones that they recently made that aren't bad. They're not as good as the original stuff, but they're not bad.
For what?
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
Oh, yeah.
They're-
They're doing good stuff again?
I
don't watch
I personally think they're
cable
okay, but like,
Steven Universe is a good show.
oh, it's so good.
It's a good show.
This definitely needs to be its own episode then.
Yes.
Like, I think we could talk about
We're getting off the rails very quickly.
Yeah, I know. We could keep going though. Like, well,
I mean,
other
we
TV
kept in
Halloween.
I wasn't
for,
sure
like,
if
a
anybody was gonna
good
get where I was
amount
going
there,
with Cartoon
yeah.
Network and Halloween,
Yeah.
but John yelled it out immediately. And I'm like, yes,
Yes.
thank you.
So we can say it's John's fault.
Fuck you, John.
We love you, man.
We love you, John.
Fuck you.
I can't think. I'm trying to think of like Disney. We went through like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. The next main one is Disney.
The
I
only
can't think of any Halloweeny Disney
There
stuff.
aren't.
Halloween
Aside
Town.
from like the Black
Oh,
Cauldron.
yeah.
I mean, aside from the ones we named already.
Yeah. Oh, the
Black
Black
Cauldron.
Cauldron. That's a great Halloween movie.
What about There's
I'm trying to-
the
I like
one
TV
thing.
stuff,
There's the
whatever.
one song from Fantasia.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the mountain one with the
yeah.
demon thing.
Yeah.
Mount Balm.
Night on Ball Mountain.
Night on
Night
Ball.
on
Yeah.
Ball Mountain, yeah.
That's the
There you go.
yeah that, and then Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's played commonly around Halloween. The song.
That's fair, yeah.
So
I mean, it does appear in some haunted houses.
Oh, did Disney also have the original like Adventures of Ichabod Crane,
oh yeah.
which is pretty good as well.
And then there's
very
the,
Halloween.
I don't. Did we mention the Haunted Mansion? That's a Disney.
Oh,
we did mention Haunted Mansion.
God.
That's not a good
It's not a good
movie.
movie, but it is Halloween.
John-
That's
But it's not
extremely Halloweeny.
Haven't seen it, but I know it's a Disney film.
Oh, yeah,
It's a terrible movie.
It's definitely bad, but it's got its weird like.
I like
It has a charm to it.
It has a
It's
charm.
a Halloween movie.
It's supposed to be based off of the ride, and the ride has those kind of.
No,
Yeah.
the ride's
But-
actually spooky at times.
Yeah.
Here's
The
something,
ride's amazing.
Here's something you guys have probably never heard of. It's so Disney used to have this show called The House of Mouse, I believe.
Oh,
Yes,
Mickey's
yes,
House
I
of
know.
Villains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
So-
watched that recently.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Never-
Yeah, kind of.
It's on
so
Netflix.
what it is all of the Disney villains, all of the Disney
Villains.
villains get together, and they take over the House of Mouse,
Yeah.
and then they're just like showing like Halloween shorts.
Oh,
the whole time,
okay.
basically.
Okay.
It's really cool, actually.
Because you get to watch like old Disney cartoons.
Yeah.
But then like
That's
all of the Disney characters.
And it's
are
cool to
together.
see how all the villains interact with each other.
Oh wait, is this the same thing as like the short we watched earlier, where it's like the new versions of the Mickey Mouse
No.
short? No, it's
This
no,
came out
it's-
in the
It's-
early
it's
2000s.
like-
Oh, it's a different. Okay.
This was
sorry.
on TV when I was a little boy.
Got it. Okay.
I used to.
Okay.
This is how old it is. I used to have it on VHS.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Oh my god. The Halloween episode of Fairly Odd Parents.
I don't remember that.
The Jackal, the one where they're all dressed up in like the
Yes,
jack-o'-lantern
yes,
mechs and
yes,
stuff,
yes,
and like
yes,
it's.
yes.
Oh my god! It's like an hour and a half long special, and
When
it's
Timmy
so good.
wishes all of the costumes were real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they come. It's such a good bit. There's like a sequel to it too. That's also
House
really
of
good.
Villains was in 2002,
Yeah.
and it is on Netflix.
Yes, it is on
Date
Netflix.
with a vampire. Anybody?
What?
No, David the Vampire.
Then I guess, well, since we've mentioned Netflix so much, Netflix has a couple.
Stranger
Originals.
Things.
That's not where I was going,
Oh.
but
That is very.
I was going
Halloween-ish.
The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. That is
The original
extreme.
version or the new ones? 'Cause I
The
haven't heard
Chilling Adventures of Sabrina,
Both,
the
I'd
Netflix
say.
one.
of- Oh, sorry. Okay.
That's
the
more.
original is definitely a yes, but
The new one is
Sabrina-
very
Sabrina the
occult.
I
Teenage
haven't seen the new one.
It's
yet.
so good. I love it. They cranked out the second season within like 3 months, and it was good quality. It's very dark. It's kind of like Riverdale, but it's
I didn't
different.
like Riverdale.
It's very occultish.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
That's interesting.
Oh, if we're talking Netflix, American Horror Story.
Yes.
Oh,
you're right, yeah.
wow! How did we
Pretty
not
much
think
all
of
of
that?
Pretty much every
Coven.
season like covers a different side of like Halloween.
Yeah.
Coven
Like,
is
different like aspect of horror in general, which makes it fit with Halloween.
Coven and Freak Show are to this day my favorites.
Freak Show is interesting. I like
Freak Show was
Season 2 is the best though by far.
I've only
season
seen. I've
two.
only seen
I
a
didn't
couple.
like. Well, no,
I've
no, I
only
like
seen.
season two.
Asylum and Murder House are the best.
I've only seen a couple
Fuck
of
that.
episodes of Coven. I'm not big on American
Coven,
Horror Story,
Coven's
but
more
I've seen
comedic.
I've seen a couple of episodes of Coven that I like.
Coven was good until the very end when the writing got bad. And,
It's
the
more
last-
comedic
like,
than
right in the
anything
last
else.
episode, and they just threw away entire character arcs with like no regard for anything. It's like, oh, I'm really glad I wasted 13 hours invested in this character just for you to unceremoniously kill them off with no fucking purpose. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh yikes!
My biggest problem with
It's kind of the same
Horror
with
Story
season 2 then.
No, season 2.
No,
didn't do
season
that.
2 was
Season 4 did that with only one character though.
season 2 did it because I don't want to spoil anything, but I didn't like how they ended the character. I don't even remember her name. She was the Pinhead.
No. Don't actually really don't.
Oh.
I don't remember her name,
Don't
but
say
you
it.
you know what I'm talking about.
Don't talk about it.
That's why I didn't like it because it was so abrupt
I
and
remember
out of
they did-
nowhere.
Yeah, I remember when I think we watched part of this together, and I remember you talking about this.
It was so abrupt and out of nowhere.
Season
Yeah.
5's quite good too, I'd say.
Yeah.
I never got farther than
Have you
season
guys seen
4.
anything from the newest season?
I haven't.
No.
I've
watched
I've
part
heard
of it with
extreme mixed reviews about it.
I think it starts off really rough. My problem with I think with American Horror Story is that a lot of it is very rushed intros. Either rushes at the beginning or rushes at the end. Either to fit everything in so you know what's going to happen through the rest of the season, or to end the season like the way they want to without realizing that they've built up too much story to end properly.
What was the one before this last season?
Eight. The first episode of 8 feels. The first of season 8 feels so cramped to me. And then in the second episode's great. It slows it down like to just the right tone. You're like, cool, I can watch.
Let's hope it doesn't go the way of Game of Thrones season 8, where the first episode's rushed, second episode's great, and then the rest suck.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna talk about that.
I'm trying to think of other.
I had one other thing in mind too. It was oh shoot, it was a Netflix thing. Oh no, I was gonna mention it's really now I'm like just stretching the topic a bit.
Oh boy.
I love how some cop shows will like do Halloween episodes. Because I watch a lot of like the most of what I watch on Netflix is cop shows like. Criminal Minds,
like
NCIS,
Bones.
CSI, Bones.
The fucking Psych.
Bones in general.
The Psych Halloween special.
The Psych Halloween
always
special is
great.
Oh my god, that show.
God. Yeah, but like NCIS did one that was kind of campy and fun. Criminal Minds.
Bones did a
fun.
lot.
Because Bones knew that it was like the perfect tone for.
It was
a dumb Halloween episode.
That's
Psych takes the piss out of every crime show you've ever seen. So like. You know they're gonna be funny with it. Psych was always a show that if I wanted to laugh, I would like genuinely laugh. I would watch and piss my pants. Like in the process.
You can buy the whole thing on like the whole series and the movies on DVD for like not that much.
I know,
I think it's free on Prime.
Is it?
I think so.
Actually, no. I think
Majority of it is free.
I know Hannibal is free on Prime. That's another good Halloween watch.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking Silence of the Lambs. I didn't know this mention that.
Yeah, and Red Dragon, the prequel, is quite good. Avoid Hannibal and Hannibal Rising, the movies. The Hannibal TV show is good, though.
Yeah.
Like, really good.
And I know you briefly mentioned earlier Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I
haven't finished it. Don't talk about season 2 or 3.
No, I had to stop that episode 5 of season 2, and I have not watched anything since. I hate it.
Here's a good one.
I barely made it through
Here's a
season
good
1
one.
without.
Guys ready?
Yes.
All of the Harry Potter films.
Oh, yeah.
I would consider those Halloween.
Oh, I would.
They do show them during Halloween.
I consider
You're
those
right,
summer
though,
films,
yeah.
actually.
They show
Because
them
they always
during
came out in
Halloween,
the
though.
summer, so that's when I watched
But
I feel like
they have the magic
three, I
aspect, the
could
monster aspect.
yeah, 3 especially.
But yeah, on like the Sci-Fi channel, they show them like
Yeah.
this time.
Mm-hmm.
I think 3 is a good Halloween film. I think
Yeah.
4 is more of a summer film though.
And I'd say 4 is more Halloween.
4?
5 is like a fall film, but not a Halloween.
No,
I'd say
5 is a summer
1 and
film.
2
You think?
Give me like.
I'd say
Yeah,
4
1
is
one
more
and
of
2 are good Halloween.
4 is more of an all.
3 is like a deaf Halloween one.
Yeah.
4 is Halloweeny. 5 is definitely
Really?
summer.
I-
6
I
is
always
a
equate-
winter
I always
film.
equate 4 to like the Olympics, like Summer Olympics for whatever reason.
I equate it to
It feels
winter
very
Six-
summer games,
six-
kinda.
It's
six is-
definitely
six
a
is
winter.
film.
You think?
because the Yule Ball.
Oh shit! You're right.
And because it's like it starts off like midsummer, but
Yeah.
the majority of it is fall and winter.
You're right. You're right.
And then,
All the last two
Deathly
Deathly
Hallows
Hallows
is-
movies are definitely Halloween.
No,
Oh, absolutely.
I consider those summer.
No, I would.
Because they're very gritty movies.
I agree
Those
with
are
you on
summer.
that.
From spring because it's over.
Those are action
Especially the
movies,
last
so
Yeah,
summer.
You got a point. You got a point.
I just think of how gritty the plot is at that point. I would consider it like a good watch for Halloween.
That's my logic too for it. Good choice. I didn't think about that.
I'm trying to think of anything else. I'm like racking
It.
my brain.
The
Oh,
new It movies.
So, and the original,
And the original
the original is
series.
actually a better, fun Halloween film than the new ones.
The
ones
new
are
one-
really,
Good
the new ones are
movies.
good summer films.
In all-
the original's a good Halloween.
100%
film.
honesty. The first
I think It Passes is a pretty good. Well, yeah, I know. I guess the themes because it's like there were like 80s
It
themed movies.
that came
The first
out
one
in
anyway.
was
It's
it
a better summer movie
2017 that it came out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2017.
I honestly didn't think it was that scary. It wasn't that bad. Because I remember. Wait, were you there for that?
For what?
We were at Tyler's place.
I was not.
You were not there.
Yeah, immediately I can tell
Tia, were you there?
Who?
Tyler and Lamb Chop.
No.
Okay.
Wait,
You might have been there.
It was like
We
was
watched
the end of
it.
Spring break.
No.
Then no, I was. Not
We were.
there.
It was. I don't remember when it was, but we were at their place, and I remember watching it with Lamb Chop, and Tyler and a bunch of their friends.
Mm-hmm.
I know we were all there at one point at his
Yeah, we
house
all
at
went
one
there
point,
for
We went to a
spring break one
party.
time.
and you were
Stop talking about me.
yes.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I watched it with
Stop
them,
talking
and I
about
was like, oh, this is honestly more comedic than anything else.
Yeah, the first one's more like an '80s horror parody spoof kind of thing.
It was
But
done
it's
well, though.
Done well. The second one I think is more of a horror movie, but like it's also sci-fi, which is really cool.
I'm also like kind of not.
Cosmic horror. That's
I don't
what
really-
that's
Cosmic horror is what you call that.
I'm iffy on watching it.
Speaking
'cause
of which, we gotta watch Annihilation. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not a Halloween film, but it's cosmic horror, and it's really good.
Yeah. This is something that they've tried to get me to do, and I'm just like, whatever, man. But yeah,
You'd watch it and you'd love it.
I probably would. You're right.
You're always like, where I was like, Michael, you should watch this. And then we finally watched this. Like, dude, that's like my new favorite movie. I'm gonna fucking buy that on Blu-ray. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
See, I'm just skeptical about investing my time and stuff like that, because I'm a.
But
video
every
gamer.
time you enjoy it.
I know, because you're. I know. I need to let
It's
my
not
guard
a
down and get
psychological
it.
horror, it's a biological horror.
Oh yeah.
I have to watch Contagion. I haven't seen Contagion.
I don't know if I don't know if you guys would
I'd
consider
recommend.
this.
There's this movie called The Bay.
The Bay.
It's a found footage documentary, and basically, this entire town's water supply has been contaminated with these microorganisms that grow to like massive size inside them and basically eat them from the inside out. It's like a fake documentary about this as this town falls apart. It's terrifying.
Shit, that's fuck.
And some like really disturbing effects. Like at one point, like one guy he accidentally got a bit of water in his mouth, and you just see like one of the things just like bursts out of his neck, and it's like, and there's a scene where like the divers who originally like figured this out, were trying to figure it out. They're underwater, and a swarm of these things come, and it just goes right through the girl's goggles, and it's like, oh my god.
Fuck, really? When does this movie come out?
This was early 2010s.
Oh.
I can look this up, but oh my god, it's a under the radar movie. It's very low budget, but it's really good and actually effective at just being like panic. Fuck.
28 Days Later.
I was gonna make a joke, but I decided very highly against it.
28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later. Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead. That's a good one.
Oh well, I
I
don't
don't
know.
argue Hot Fuzz too. I don't know why.
2012.
2012.
There's a franchise of movies I'm kind of surprised nobody mentioned, but at the same time I'm not surprised.
What?
The Scary Movie franchise.
Oh, I thought about it earlier.
Scary
You're
movie,
right.
but Scream.
Yeah.
It's because
and also
they're
Halloween.
Yeah.
They're not like they're
That's-
not
yeah.
Halloween movies, but at the same time they're Halloween movies.
Yeah,
They're spoofs
they
of scary
spoof
movies.
Halloween
Right.
movies. They're so funny.
They're
and
so-
good. Okay.
Activity.
One and 2 are good. 3 has its moments. 4 is absolute shit. It's generally
3 is better than 2.
You think? I always thought 2 was better. Than
Nah, 2's got a lot more like.
3. Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. I have to watch them again. It's been a while since 2. What am I looking at? The Bay.
The movie I was talking about,
Oh,
The Bay.
Yeah, there was a part in there. There was a part in there that.
Donnie Darko. I hate that movie, but it's a good Halloween movie. I think.
It's not really.
Well, okay. I thought of another Nickelodeon show. Sorry.
Donnie Darko to Nickelodeon. Okay.
Would technically Danny Phantom count?
No.
No.
Kind of,
They had
because
a good
ghosts.
Ghost.
It's a big thing.
Because the whole plot is around ghosts.
No, I wouldn't say so.
No, it's an
Okay.
It was so casual about it that it didn't
That's
make it.
fair.
Plus, he's not really a ghost. He just has the ability to turn into a ghost form. Yeah, he's a phantom. Yeah, you're right. Not a ghost. It's a phantom. Yeah, that's a good list. So,
The Conjuring films.
well, I was just Haunting in Connecticut. That's a bad movie.
I think Connecticut's alright.
They're going to horror.
The first Paranormal Activity.
wait.
Right?
I
I'm
forgot
not a fan, but I've seen
the
it.
obvious best films of all time to watch on Halloween.
Ghostfuckers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you knew
fucking
you knew
right.
exactly where I was going with that.
And because we're ending on a reference to my channel, I think it's a good time to cut it because we've also been going for like an hour and like 45 minutes. So
I thought it was a lot
go ahead and,
longer.
plug all of your stuff, you guys. Tia, start with you.
I have an Instagram where I post things. It's tia.k. TIA.KAY. And then I have an Instagram that I haven't posted to in a while where I post videos of me playing flute. Eventually our stop.
I don't know where the sword
Eventually, sorry, I can't speak English. Eventually, I'll start posting there again, but I haven't because school has been kicking my ass.
Same.
Which is tia.k.flute.
Riley.
I have a YouTube channel. It's called Shoestring Films. I don't really post there really that much at all. But occasionally I make a short film and it goes up on there. So
He and
there's
I
that.
filmed one 2 years ago
called?
Around the Bend, and it's up there. If you want to check
And
it out, you can check my channel.
We hope to shoot another one this winter.
Yes, and then you also wanted to start doing like movie reviews, right? Stuff like
I've been kicking around the idea for like years. We'll see if
that. I can
anything
get you
comes
started
of
on
it.
that. I have the equipment you need.
Cool.
So yeah, look out for that, because I'm gonna make him start doing that, so I have a reason to continue using Adobe Premiere.
Alright.
Justin, plug this in.
oh boy, I've got a lot. So, well, I'm not gonna plug all of them. I have a main Instagram. It's Immortal Ringmaster, Immortal _ Ringmaster. It's very easy to find. I do special effects and I do book reviews. Those can be in the description. It's not.
Those are already there, yeah.
Yeah, that's really everything that I really.
Yeah.
That's everything I feel comfortable
Book reviews,
sharing.
makeup, and then other shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do shit to my face.
Cool. wait.
I haven't in a while,
Next.
but
Moving on. You can find me at on YouTube, either here or on my other personal channel, Michael O. Just literally Michael O. Look for the header that's like black and teal and says "subscribe head ass." So it's a fun little inside joke, I guess. I'm also on Instagram at Michael_O'Connor_artist. I post updates for filming stuff like skits on the Michael O channel, and then I also do occasional art, mostly like 2D stuff, design, video editing.
and we did a collab on there once.
We did.
It's a very long time
You go
ago.
all the way back to the beginning, actually. Justin and I did a collaboration on a piece called Torn Up, actually, where we used makeup as a
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. We should do that again, actually.
Yeah,
We should find another way to
for
do it.
sure.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Go check out all of our shit in the bottom and subscribe. Click the bell to be notified when we're doing another one of these. We're doing them weekly now, so it's really not that hard to keep up with it. But yeet. Go ahead and share us.
Yeet.
We're trying to get out. Whatever.
Yikes,
Thanks
McGee.
for watching, everybody. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.